Guys, I'm here from Not Toys Action Figures, bringing you another Power Rangers Lightning Collection review. And whoa, we have something special today. You guys voted once again for the figure that you wanted to see me review, and you chose the Time Force Blue Ranger with the Vector Cycle motorbike. The first actually Lightning Collection figure I've done with a vehicle. And first impressions is, again, I'm not the biggest fan of these new boxes, but my first impression is the box looks nice, it's nice and clean, and it's really heavy. I was expecting this to be quite light and flimsy and kind of like an afterthought, but just by the weight of the box, I'm actually really excited to get him out and see what this bike can do. So, without further ado, let's do exactly that. Okay guys, so before we get him out in the pose as we usually do, what I wanted to show you was actually what was in each of the bags, just so that maybe I can go through a checklist of what we should actually have and you guys can actually see what comes in them. So, one second, if we get the back of the box, it shows you here, okay, so we should have the bike, we should have the Blue Ranger with a helmet, 2 sets of fists, his pistol and his 2 weapons. Then obviously the bike has the machine guns on the side, it has the glass on top, and it has the handlebars. So I think we actually got quite lucky because, or not lucky, but we got exactly what we should have, because we have the Blue Ranger, we have the 2 machine guns, we have the handlebars, we have his pistol, we have the top, we have 2 fists, we have 2 swords which are slightly bent. I need to get the old hairdryer on, and we have the helmet in bag 1, and then in bag 2 we have the very weighty motorbike. And like I said, I'll talk about it a bit more, but I thought this was going to be so light and flimsy, but it feels really heavy and chunky, which I really like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble this piece, maybe in like a quick time lapse for you, and then we'll put them in a pose. Okay guys, and after some assembly required, as you saw in the time lapse, we have the Time Force Blue Ranger out of the box with his Vector Cycle, and looking pretty damn cool. Like, I just got him here in a kind of casual pose, and these 2 guys together, or these two I guess, what would you call them? I guess character and accessory together, looks pretty awesome. You can see there from the scale next to the bike looks like a good size. And yeah, the character, or the Ranger himself also looks pretty nice. I'd seen some other reviews of this figure, and there were some concerns that I had. There is a little blemishes with him that we'll get into as we kind of go over his detail and articulation. But the bike itself looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it's the first Lightning Collection vehicle that I own. And yeah, I love the detail on it. There is a little bits where I feel like there could be more detail, but again, we'll go through that when we have a closer look at the figures and the accessory itself and the bike itself. So yeah, let's do that and put him in. But before we do that, I should say, let's put him in another pose. Okay, so for our second pose, we have him up on the bike and we have him up on the turntable there, just so you can get a good look at all of the details from all of the different angles. And I think, yeah, like I think this is really cool that the Lightning Collection does these vehicles, because they are very prominent to Power Rangers, and especially Power Rangers toys. Like, I remember as a kid getting all of the bikes for the Mighty Morphers and or the Mighty Morphin Rangers, I should say. And it still is kind of like a wonder to me why we haven't seen any Mighty Morphin vehicles yet, because I feel like the bikes were so iconic back then. I think that would be like the thing, if I had a most wished for Lightning Collection list, that would be one of the things I would wish for, is some of the bikes and the vehicles. Even if they decided, I don't know, to do another remastered bunch with the vehicles, I probably would buy them again. I would prefer just to have the vehicles, to be honest, but if they did it with another figure, then yeah, I would probably buy it again, because I'm just like a bit of an idiot like that. But you can see here on the back, they have the brake lights, they have the lights, there's a nice bit of detail there. The guns, the Gatling guns, all fire. Already say they rotate. In the figure itself, we have him up there with the pistol. I think The only problem is with these vehicles is that the vehicles kind of show the downside of the Lightning Collection, especially their articulation, because you can see here, like, I made it look like he's meant to be sitting out of his seat. I tried to get him like really leaning over the front of the bike as if he was like looking as if he was trying to go fast, but you just can't get the foot on these kind of pedals here, or on these stirrups or whatever they're called. So, you know, if you do want the feet on the pedals, then it means he's going to be up in the air, or it means his legs are going to be really far out, like almost like a frog, which isn't the most natural looking thing. But if you manage to get him into a pose like this, I think it works fine. Like it looks cool. I think having this on a shelf like this, it would be pretty nice. And you can see here at the bottom, that's the stand. So it can just stand up on its own, which is really cool. Cool that they included that. But another big issue is, you can kind of, is the hands. The hands, I don't know, Lightning Collection hands, they just seem, or at least for the new bodies, they seem to be really, really stiff. Getting the weapon in his hand was difficult. Getting his hand on the handlebars was difficult. So I don't know what it is with the hands. I don't know if there's maybe a different type of plastic that they've used that just is stiffer. But yeah, especially getting pistol weapons in hands has been an issue recently for me anyway. Maybe it's been an issue for you too, or if it's always been an issue, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, let's put him maybe in one more pose, then we'll go through his detail. So we have Lucas off the bike here and in his pose with his weapon. And again, yeah, it's like I reviewed the Red Ranger quite recently. I believe his name is Wes. Like I said in that video, I don't really know Time Force that well, to be honest. But yeah, I think I like that these character designs are very similar to each other. Like I think the only real difference is the shape on the chest and on their helmet. So they have the same weapons, pretty much the same suit. Like it makes them feel very much like a team, and also like very much more like one of the Japanese teams. I feel like it's weird to say because they're all Japanese teams, but I feel like they just feel so very uniform that they just fit into this kind of Power Ranger Super Sentai like template more, just because they are so similar, which I really like. There are some issues I have with this figure though. Specifically this one on the table, not necessarily this figure in as in like how it's designed on the body, because you can already see it's on the new body with the pinless elbows. One of the big issues is his wobbly legs, but we'll get into that as we go over his detail. So let's do that now. Okay, so let's go over the figure itself and its detail. Like I said, I already did Wes. So most of the stuff will be the same there, but I do want to have a quick look because it is on the new body. And yeah, I do kind of like just looking at the newer figures just to see if there are any QC issues. First one he has is very much like my Red Ranger, my Mighty Morphin Red Remastered. He has a very floppy leg, which makes him kind of posing and standing very hard because his leg tends to want to creep to the side. You can push, so it has like this drop down, which means you can get it out really far, both of them, for kicks, but you can see there it doesn't really hold. What you can do is you can push the top of the leg back up and in, then it does hold much better. But then of course that then mostly limits your range of movement. I mean, you can, even with it pushed up, it goes up and it goes kind of back and it goes to the side enough. But yeah, you definitely, if you drop it down, you get way more movement. But like I said, it's not as tough. So he does have wobbly legs, which is a shame. And this is an issue I think lots of people have had with this body and this figure in particularly. There's also something, I don't know if it's the body itself or if it's just the design of how the suit is, but he looks very slim, like very skinny compared to, I don't know, like how I remember the Lightning Collection figures looking. Like, I don't know if there is maybe another body that has a slimmer type, but he feels way less muscular than some of the other Lightning Collection figures. Like, he's definitely tall, but again, maybe it's just how the suit looks. But yeah, let me know if there is an actual skinnier body type, and because I always just assumed there was one body type, but maybe I'm wrong, so let me know in the comments. But otherwise, looking at him, he has a nice clean helmet. Like I said, the design there is quite straightforward. This mouth always brings me back to Mighty Morphin, and makes him feel very like alien in a way. And then he has a nice line that's been printed on really nicely going up and around the helmet. Again, you can see here the black is reflecting the light, which is nice. The blue would have been cool if the blue was more kind of reflective too. I mean, you can see the light on it, but it's not. It doesn't have the same kind of metallicness as the black does. Going down again here, this arrow is printed on really nicely as well on the neck. It goes around really nice. Comes down here, is pretty center, I would say, on at least on the white. Then the white goes down onto the butterfly joints. The butterfly joints as well are a little bit strange because I feel like this is where they want to rest, and it kind of feels like quite a lot of the white is hiding. Like I feel like it should be more like this or here. Like I don't know. I feel like this line needs to go up, and this should have been blue at the bottom. But yeah, it's just is what and it's the same here. They could have maybe painted this bit blue just so it cuts off nicely, but you can probably tell that this is a separate piece of plastic. This is a separate piece of white plastic, and this is white paint on blue, so that the tones are off. But that's a problem that we have with a lot of Power Ranger Lightning Collection figures. We go down, we have the nice wrist brace and also the morpher like we have with the Red Ranger. We have the nice belt buckle. We go down to the boots, and the boots are the same. They have a twist. We have the double jointed knees. And he also has, very kind of, what's the word, like very loose feet as well, which is kind of good for the posing because it's easy to get him placed. But the loose feet with the loose leg can make it a bit of a difficult, because if you want it to stand in a pose for a while, he then tends to kind of fall out of it because the leg and the feet move. But yeah, that's kind of how he looks. Like I said, he's not much different from the Red Ranger, obviously, except he's on the new body. So maybe let's put let's have a look at the accessories first before we get into another pose. So we have the accessories, same as Red with the blue tip. You can still see it's a little bit bent. I did warm it up. He comes with 2 fists. He comes with the blaster, which we saw with the Red Ranger. I think it's exactly the same. And he also comes with a Lucas head, which is a really nice print. Feels quite shiny. I don't know if it's because of the lights, obviously, but it does feel quite shiny. But I love that they managed to get this freckle here. Or I'm assuming it's a freckle and not just a piece of dirt on my figure. But it's nice. If it is a freckle, it's a nice detail. And the head sculpt looks good as well. And then, of course, we have the bike. So the bike is... Oops! We can have a little look more in detail at the bike itself. So one issue I am having is that this top part wants to come off all the time. Like you can see, it's meant to clip into here, which you can get it to do, but then there's always one that's not quite all the way in. But yeah, the bike, we had a little bit of a look, but I like that this kind of, the design here is almost like the arrows. Like I said, the Gatling guns, they're very stiff, but you can rotate them. Obviously the wheels rotate. The stand pops in and out, so you can get it down, you can get it up, and it does obviously move. And like I said, it feels very weighty. Like it feels not expensive, but it feels good. Like I was really worried that this was just going to be really cheap, like something that I don't know you would get in like a McDonald's Happy Meal. Like the wheels themselves have rubber on them, which feels nice. So it feels like there's a lot of weight here. So with the character with Lucas on top, I'm never worried that it's going to fall over because this is very heavy. But nice figure, nice vehicle. Let's put him in one more pose. And boom, here is Lucas on the bike in his civilian head with a pose I stole off the Hasbro website just to show you pretty much everything that he comes with the sword there. You can see the nice face sculpt there with some lighting from above. Today I actually have a new light what I'm trying out just to get a little bit more light into the crevices of these figures. And like I said, thanks so much to everyone that voted for this figure. Like I was really interested to try it out because of the vehicle, so I was kind of hoping that it won, and was happy that it did. And like I said, I'm happy that I managed to pick it up and try it out because it's something different, something that we've not had on the channel before. You guys want it, so I'm hoping this video does really well. And you can help it do really well by giving it a like, giving it a thumbs up, sharing it, all of that stuff, leaving comments. That really, really helps the video find new people. And obviously, the more new people that tune into the videos, the more subscribers we get and the more the kind of snowball rolls. So if you did enjoy the video, please, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. It has been an absolute pleasure. And for me and Lucas looking awesome there on his Vector cycle, we want to say thank you, have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.